Hey guys, how you doing? So this one right here is the 50mm Garmin Instinct 3, and here we have the 45mm Garmin Instinct 3. And today we will do a size comparison. So we will talk about the different specs, we will check out how they look on my wrist and off my wrist, and we will definitely talk about the differences in the amount of text that you get on those watches. And this one is kind of surprising, but let's start with the specs and the design and how they look on and off my wrist. So you can get the 45mm version in two colors. There is this all black version, and then there is a more colorful twilight neotropic version. The 50mm version also comes in two colors. Just like the 45mm version, there is a neotropic version, but right here you will get a gray strap instead of a green one. Also, there is no real black version. You may have a black case, but it will come with a dark brown gray strap. The 50mm version is also slightly more expensive with 500 euros instead of 450 for the smaller one. Now most of the specs are the same on these watches, but you will get a 1.3-inch display on a larger and a 1.2-inch display on the smaller version. And also the bigger version is a little bit heavier with 59 grams compared to the 53 grams on the smaller version. You will also get a slightly bigger silicone strap on the 50mm Garmin Instinct 3. This one is 26mm wide, and the one that you have on the 45mm watch is just 22mm wide. But when it comes to the length of the straps, they seem to have the same size. But besides these differences, everything else, spec-wise, is the same on these watches. So when I put these watches directly next to each other, you can definitely see the differences, and you're not only going to see the differences when you have them on your wrist, you can also feel the difference. I mean, both of these watches are super bulky and it's not that comfortable to sleep with them. But the 50mm version, so this one right here, is even more uncomfortable. The 50mm version will get a little bit more in the way when you do your workouts, but with both you will have a huge bump underneath your long sleeve shirts, and sometimes it's not that easy to get your sleeve over them, or if you just want to stick your hand in your pocket can get in the way as well. It's just not that easy to slide your hand inside of there. Now, right quick for context, now I have a 19cm wrist, which is about 7.5 inches, and I would definitely prefer the smaller 45mm version of the Garmin Instinct 3. It just fits so much better to your wrist size in your day-to-day usage. It's so much more practical. Now, if you mainly need your watch for hiking tours or whatever, or if you have a much bigger wrist size, you can definitely go with the bigger 50mm version, even though it's just a 0.1 inch bigger display, and the buttons on both these watches have the same size. So you have no advantage right here. Now the biggest advantage that you will get with the 50mm version is the bigger battery life. With the always on display mode enabled, this watch will last 2 days longer, and without the always on display mode, it will last up to 6 days longer than the 45mm Instinct 3. By the way, what is your wrist size? Let me know and everyone else know down below in the comments so they can make a better decision on which size they should get. And of course, you will find a link to the sport watch down below in the description. Now, one of the biggest surprises is actually the display. Now, like I said, you have a 1.3-inch AMOLED display on the 50mm version and a 1.2-inch display on the smaller version. And just like with every other Garmin smartwatch, you will have next to no differences in the amount of text that you will get, whether if it's your emails, SMS, WhatsApp messages, or any other pop-up notifications. You will get to see the same text on both of these watches, word for word. And the reason for that is very simple, since the text size on the 45mm version is just a tiny bit smaller than on the 50mm Instinct 3. I mean, you can barely tell the differences, and I made sure that on both of these watches I have the same font size. Basically, there are only two different font sizes. It's a large one and a small one, and I choose the small one on both of these watches. Now, it's not just the text that is a little bit smaller, but also the icons. And when we take a peek into the settings, right here you will once again see that you will get the same layout. Now folks, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.